I'm an oncologist, so when I was practicing in US, I looked at the scenario in India and the great unmet demand and the need. As I traveled across India in '85 before I started Bangalore Institute of Oncology, I realized the type of lack of technology we had, poor outcomes in cancer, and also understanding was different. So seeing what was happening in advanced countries, I felt it is important to start in the private setup first to understand what are the needs of the patients here in India. With that, we started with the Bangalore Institute of Oncology in '89. Subsequently, over the next 10-12 years, understood a lot about the nuances of how cancer care can be done in India, how we can most important thing is to provide the right treatment at the right time, and how technology and knowledge is going to play a part. So the vision was very clear to make cancer care accessible, and also obviously it has to be affordable, and also bring in the technology so we get good outcome, which was the most important thing. So that is why in 2003 I moved back to India to set up the entire HCG enterprise. And looking back, in a very short period of time, from 2004-05, when we started the first center of excellence in Bangalore, to today we are having nearly soon to have about 26 centers. I think we have made a remarkable journey and making cancer accessible. And the most important thing is we have brought in high quality of care across India. So we are achieved our vision, and of course there's still a lot to do in a massive country like India, where cancer cases are increasing dramatically. When you say cancer care is expensive, is it really expensive when you look at the global standard? When you bring the same type of equipment, let us say linear accelerator, high-end true beam, PET scan, NG, next generation sequencing, what is the cost in advanced countries? Even Singapore, you take even Africa, all of them are much more expensive than India. Today, for cancer care, India is the cheapest healthcare provider in the world. Now, why do we think that care is high? Because again, India is different countries within the country. When we address the middle class, upper middle class, actually it's not expensive. For example, the normal cost for a breast cancer treatment for 6 months could be in the region of 4 or 5 lakhs. But imagine what is the cost in advanced countries of Singapore. It is more like 8 to 10 times more. Same treatment, same technology, same doctors. As you know, Indian doctors are here, abroad, everywhere. Same Indian doctors possibly treating, getting the same outcome. So India is actually not expensive. We treat, as of now, with 17 centers, we have no comprehensive cancer centers. We treat a little over 37,000 new cases. So as you can see, there is still significant opportunity when you look at the overall number of cancer cases. With several new centers coming, very soon in the next 18 months to 24 months, we will have close to 26 centers. We expect this number to significantly increase. We are today leaders in oncology care. With the comprehensive cancer care centers we have across the country, there is no parallel for us. There is no comparable competitor nationwide. There are in regions, in big cities, there are multi-speciality hospitals which have cancer wing. There are some hospitals, trust hospitals, and there are of course government hospitals. But at this point in private setting, we are truly the leaders with the type of patients we see, the number of patients we see, number of technology we have, the doctors we have across the country, multidisciplinary clinic. One of the hallmarks of HCG's success has been the model of hub and spoke. and also working with oncology partners who are also, some of them also being shareholders of HCG. The hub and spoke model is critical in oncology because of the length of stay, the long term, and some of the technology work you have to do. For example, if a patient comes into treatment, there is a lot of radiology and physics work we have to do, planning, what we call as telephysics, teleradiology, telepathology, all this, and virtual tumor boards. All this can be done at our spoke, which actually cuts down the cost, operational cost at the spoke level, whereas the hub, being the center of excellence, takes care of this back-end high quality work. So that is the reason patient even going into a smaller city will get the same care as them coming into a center of excellence. While we have centers across India, our presence at present is more concentrated in Karnataka as well as in Gujarat. We have now a number of centers which are actually coming in Maharashtra, 2 centers in Mumbai itself, and center in Nagpur, expansion in Nasik, possibly a center in future in different parts of Maharashtra also, apart from the center in Nagpur and Borivali in Mumbai. We also are expanding in Gujarat in a big way, with Baroda center coming and few other centers possibly there. Then we have the North India itself, where there is significant opportunities. One of the new centers which is coming up apart from our Delhi center is Kanpur as well as in Jaipur. So these are all the expansion plan we have. In the east part, again, there is a significant need. Calcutta, one of the big centers, is coming. We already have centers in Cuttack as well as in Ranchi. So few more centers may come in northeast part as we move forward. See, at this point, HCG has really been a dominant role in India today, and also in outside India and East Africa. So the way in the cancer field it works, it takes significant amount of time. From the time you visualize a center to execute and run it takes 3 to 4 years. So as I said before, we don't have a comparable entity like HCG in India. And even if some entities do come, back, it's going to take a long time. And one of the strengths of HCG has been a doctors-led initiative with doctors as partner. So this makes it a very strong entity locally and as well as nationally brand name. So we feel at this point we are not really concerned that PE-backed groups coming in with the cancer field. We will, where we are positioned in a dominant and where our future plans and vision is, certainly we'll continue to dominate oncology care in this country. Measure our growth by the EBITDA positive. We have been EBITDA positive for a long time, and we do continue to see this growth happening. We are at present, last quarter we became profitable in terms of PAT, and we see that also being there in the future. Again, I am not going to go to the specific and comment on that, but we are very confident. The vision with which we have started the company, my role as a entrepreneur and a doctor is to fulfill that vision, build a company which will obviously reward the people who have invested in the company. That vision persists, and we are on track to fulfill that vision. One of the areas we look at is what are the other possible areas where there are opportunities and need. We found that fertility area is one where nearly 27 million people require some counseling. Only 270,000 people are seeking advice. So when Dr. Kamini Rao approached us and said, is it possible to do something like what HCG has done across India? And with her brand name, with her expertise in the field, dedicated her whole life for this, we found it's a great need and opportunity for us. So we have taken a majority stake, and we have now expanded to 5, and new center has come in Delhi also Further expansion is taking place in several centers in India. With that, we see a significant growth happening in the fertility clinic across the country.